Welcome to the BLeadership podcast with the real Dwight Thomas, where Black culture and Black professionalism meet. If you're watching this from YouTube, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button for me for more episodes. Let's get into it. So, for those of you who are not new here, y'all know we love Megan Thee Stallion. We are Megan Thee Stallion fans, we rise. So if y'all have been following the media lately, y'all know that Megan Thee Stallion popped out recently with an NBA basketball player. His name is Torrey Craig. And y'all should have already known that when Megan Thee Stallion popped out with somebody new that there was gonna be some drama behind it because they won't let our good sis be great. They won't let her be great. It doesn't matter what Megan Thee Stallion does, they're always gonna hate on our good sis. So she pops out with Torrey Craig recently, and everybody goes crazy. And this is why I understand why people don't always engage in pop out culture, because as soon as you pop out with your new boo thing, here comes somebody out of the woodworks want to talk about how they still being texted by this person or they still be in their DMs. It's like it's weird vibes. It's weird vibes. Anyway, the girl, so basically Torrey Craig's ex, who I can't even find her name online. Like, I want y'all to understand this is how insignificant this lady is. I tried to look her up before I got on here to try to share y'all the name with her. But essentially, she got on live with a bunch of her friends. There was like three of them. And they started talking about how Megan Thee Stallion is now dating Torrey Craig. Now, where it got weird, where it got weird is when they started to pretend like they didn't know who Megan Thee Stallion was. And yes, for those who are wondering, they were three white women. So instead of acknowledging the fact that they know who Megan Thee Stallion is, they're all on there going, Megan Thee Stallion? Who's Megan Thee Stallion? It's like y'all cannot tell me that y'all don't know who three-time Grammy Award winner. We're not even talking about nominations. Three-time Grammy Award winning Megan Thee Stallion, two-time Billboard Music Award winning Megan Thee Stallion, six-time BET Award winner Megan Thee Stallion, five-time BET Hip Hop Award winner Megan Thee Stallion, four-time MTV. This is in y'all lane. MTV Music Video Award winner Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all don't know who she is. So they get on the podcast and they're like, "Who's Megan Thee Stallion?" Meg. What killed me is what did it for me was when they started acting like they couldn't pronounce the name Megan Thee Stallion. They were like, "Who's Megan? Who's Megan? Who Meg? Meg? How do you say it? Meg?" You can't be serious. How many different ways is there to pronounce the name Megan? For y'all to get on here and act delusional. And then what made it even worse is that one of the friends on the podcast looks at the other friend and starts to say, "Well, I don't know because you're usually the type that he dates. All of his exes look like you, white women." They're saying that he usually doesn't date black women. That's what they're saying. And that to me is like, this is weird behavior. Weird behavior. And why are y'all antagonizing this black woman? And the thing is, y'all know she's not going to respond because Megan Thee Stallion never responds. She never responds. And so for y'all to get on this podcast, and this is why I say, I know that we want to take the mics away from red pill podcasters, but we need to take the mic away from all of them. Because to get on a podcast and act like you don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is a level of delusion that maybe we all need to subscribe to. I sometimes I wonder how nice it is to be that delusional that you would sit on a podcast and let's say you didn't know Megan Thee Stallion from all of her accolades, because she has a lot of accolades. I'm not sure what the name of the podcast was because I couldn't even find the name of the ex-girlfriend who was on the podcast talking about her. But let's say that you didn't know Megan Thee Stallion from all of her accolades. Megan Thee Stallion has literally been on the cover of all the news ever since the incident with Tory Lanez. I mean, there wasn't, when the trial was going on, when Tory Lanez trial was going on, because I'm not going to say the Megan and Tory trial, because it wasn't a trial for Megan Thee Stallion. She was not on trial. She was a witness in the trial. She was called to the stand. Tory Lanez was on trial. Everybody and their mother knew what was happening with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez during the trial and before the trial. So for the three of y'all collectively to get together on a podcast and act like y'all can't put two brain cells together, rub two pennies together to get a nickel, is insane to me. Is nasty work. And it, in a lot of ways it is showing blatant racism. And y'all are literally trying to say that y'all don't believe that this man could be attracted to a black woman. Because at the end of the day, when they started saying, I don't know, this seems weird because this is not his usual type. So what y'all are saying is that you don't believe that he could be attracted to a black woman. The other thing is, for y'all to get on the mic and say that this is not his usual type, do y'all realize that people don't want to be with their ex? The reason that you're an ex is because I wanted someone different. I wanted something new. And so I don't know if this brother had an awakening and said, I need to get back to my roots. Okay. I don't know what happened, what the transition was, but y'all understand people are an ex for a reason. People are not trying to date a carbon copy of the same woman that they've been dating when it hasn't worked. That's why you're an ex. That's why you're an ex. But for y'all to pretend like y'all don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is, when I couldn't even find y'all in a Google search. I tried to find them in a Google search. I looked up Terry Craig's exes to see if I could find her name, and I couldn't even find her name in a Google search. But you don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is? At some point, we gotta be so dead ass. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be so serious. For y'all got on a mic, and the only reason that y'all podcast made it this far, that video is surfacing, is because you use Megan Thee Stallion's name. We wouldn't have even heard about this podcast if y'all didn't use Megan Thee Stallion's name. So at some point, we have to be honest with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because getting on a podcast to embarrass yourself like that is not being honest with yourself. And there's no way you can tell us that you don't know, especially with the level of rage that a lot of them, and when I say a lot of them, there were a lot of white women that were coming to Tory Lanez's defense. So at the very least, your community was talking about the incident where Megan Thee Stallion was shot, because that's exactly what happened, by Tory Lanez. So there's no way you're telling me that you're a podcaster, an actual podcaster, and y'all have never heard of Megan Thee Stallion. I truly believe that people need to go outside and touch grass before you embarrass yourself. And the thing is that if y'all go and watch the podcast show, or like the little clip of it, and I would not advise y'all going to anyone's podcast to give them any more views. I advise you just going to find the clip so that we're not promoting foolishness. But if y'all go watch the clip, it's like you can see that they were trying to play this role of like Mean Girls in high school, where they were trying to downplay Megan Thee Stallion and who she is as a person. And the thing is, y'all couldn't even touch her accolades with a 10-foot pole. And I'm not being biased, because y'all know that I love Megan Thee Stallion. I do. I really do. I wouldn't say that I'm a stan, because I don't stan anyone, but I love Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not being biased. This is just obvious. It's obvious that you know who Megan Thee Stallion is. So to pretend like it's not, it gives weird vibes. It gives weird vibes. And someone said, she did say, every time her name is mentioned, one of y'all get 24 hours of attention. And it's the truth. And I feel like they need to start paying her for it. But I thought it was funny, to be honest. I thought it was comical and entertaining. I wouldn't say that I was upset by it or that it really did set me over the edge, I had to laugh. I had to laugh. And I hope that Megan Thee Stallion puts it in her music. And I hope that she makes a great rap diss about it because she's really good at that. She will not be talking about this because it's too low level for her. Megan Thee Stallion, the only real issue she's ever addressed in public around people is the Tory Lane situation and Kelsey. Other than that, and that's the thing, I don't like when people bully people because if you know that somebody is not going, this is like trying to fight somebody who doesn't want to fight you. If you know that somebody is not going to respond to foolishness, then for you to get on the internet and say something and do something to somebody who you know is not going to respond just to get some clicks and likes, that makes you weird. That makes you weird. That makes you the weird person because you know that they're not going to respond. So what would make you get on the internet and start talking about somebody that's not bothered by you? And this is why I understand why a lot of celebrities do not deal with pop out culture. Because why would I want to pop out with my new little my new fine ish if this is how people are going to behave? Now I got to deal with all of this going on. And to be honest, it's not even like Shorty came out and said, "Oh, he's still in my DMs. Oh, he still texts me. Oh, I still be laid up with him." You're telling us about when you used to date him. Who cares? Who cares? Do we even count exes anymore? I don't know. If we not together, I don't know. I never dated you. If we not still together, we never dated. So for you to begin on the internet and on a podcast to tell people about how you the ex, what ex? I don't have no exes. I don't have no exes. I don't know what is an ex. X marks the spot. X marks the spot. That's all I know about. That's all I so for you to get on here and act like it because somebody and that's embarrassing to me. That's embarrassing to me. To get on the internet or to get on anything and act like and bring up your name in association with an ex who doesn't claim you, who popped out with a new person. No way. No way. No way. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. That's embarrassing. I could never. Let me tell y'all something. What is an X? What is an X? I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. And to be honest, and then to get on there and be racially weird is strange as hell. Is weird to be like, oh, you're not. He's Megan Thee Stallion. Megan is not his usual type. And then to look at her and say, you are, so white women, we got it. We got it. We understand. I don't know why you and also what does that have to tell what does that tell us? What does that tell us? What do we gain from that? Because I don't see anything good coming from this conversation. He went to Megan Thee Stallion. Have y'all seen Megan Thee Stallion? Have you seen Megan Thee Stallion? She's rich, and I would still let her use my social security number to open up a new bank account. Okay? She could put a house in my name. She might not get approved, but she could put a house in my name, and she rich. I give her everything right now. I would risk it all. Okay? I'm telling you right now. So for y'all to get on here, and then if you see the way that this lady looks while she's talking about Megan Thee Stallion, can you be serious? Are you not embarrassed? And then to act like you can't pronounce Megan, to act like you don't know how to pronounce the word Megan, the name Megan, please. Y'all are not being realistic with yourselves. They sat on that podcast and was like, Meg, Megan, Meg. How do you say her name? What's her name? Megan Thee Stallion. We'll just call her Megan. You'll just call her by her name? You'll just call her by her name. Because they literally were like, we'll just call her Megan. Her name is Megan. Y'all about to send me to the moon. Okay, this is nasty work. And so for me, it's like I truly think that everyone needs to go outside and touch grass, because getting on a podcast to embarrass yourself is insane. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing, it's one thing to get on a podcast and just ramble on and talk nonsense, but to get on a podcast and embarrass yourself trying to embarrass somebody else is sick. It's sick. It's sick. And one thing's for certain and two things for sure, we don't play about Megan Thee Stallion. And so for us to see y'all on a podcast acting like y'all don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is because she popped out with her new boo, as much as I wish she would pop out with me, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. I hope that she found true love. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for her. She told us she was gonna stop dating them rappers after last year and get into them NBA players, and she didn't lie. She didn't lie, and I hope that she is living her best life. Could have been with me. I don't got that same kind of money, but you know what I'm saying? I hope that she's living her best life, because at this point, it doesn't matter what she does. Y'all never give her a break. It doesn't ever come with a rest. You know what I'm saying? I think it's weird. So whatever. And to those who are saying go watch the entire episode, I wouldn't. I would rather drink sand off the beach through a straw. I would rather I would rather drink sand through a straw off the beach than to go watch the entire episode. I wouldn't even give them the satisfaction. Okay? The clip was more than enough. Once they started talking about they didn't know who she was and they couldn't pronounce her name, that was when I knew I wouldn't waste my time. Even if I ain't had nothing to do today, I wouldn't waste my time. Please, y'all gotta move on. Y'all gotta move on. If you would like to support that and go watch it, I will never tell y'all what to not engage in. But to think that we would go watch an entire episode of a podcast where somebody delusional got on there and acted like they didn't know who Megan Thee Stallion is, when she is more decorated than most rap artists in the game, it makes you delusional. It's never going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to give y'all a quick rant because I saw the portion of that interview and it didn't sit right with me. But anyway, for more rants about pop culture and blackness, go and follow my YouTube channel. Go and follow the YouTube channel. Link in the bio. Make sure y'all subscribe. This is the first of many rants for my new podcast called the BLeadership Podcast, where black pop culture and black professionalism and leadership meet. Y'all will hear much more from me. I'll be having guests. Please make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube if you want to hear more. Peace out. Love y'all.